In this video, I want to share with you our framework for a very well-positioned brand. And, if we do this right, what's going to happen is we are going to lower our cost to acquire customers, and we're going to raise the lifetime value of all of our customers so that we don't have to compete on price anymore. We can stand out in the marketplace and enjoy all of the things that come with a very well-positioned brand in the long run. So let me make this full screen. And that is not do it. Okay, here we go. So brand positioning. One thing to note, like before we get into all of this, is I love this saying, like you don't eat the fruit the same day you plant the seed. Like one thing to understand about branding is it is the long game, but you have to start with a solid foundation. It's like building a house, right? If you build your house on sand, it's going to fall apart once you put all of the other stuff on top of it. Your brand is the same way. So like we want to make sure that the foundation is set first, and we do that through positioning. And the positioning process really is an act of following a sequence of steps that are going to allow you to experience the success that you're looking for. And this is what the framework looks like. This is the positioning roadmap that, over the last 20 years of my career, we have taken all of our clients through. Of course, we've tweaked it and made it better throughout those years, but really it's the roadmap showing you how to go from blending in with that competition, competing on price, to having a very unique competitive advantage within the marketplace. And so, there's really, if you look at these 9 steps as different phases, this would be considered phase one, this would be considered phase two, and this would be considered phase three. And so if we were to break those apart, it's really, a series of 3 transformations that lead into the really big one. Through the framework, through all of the curriculum that we've put together as a part of the brand lab, we take you from being in the dark in phase one, which is module one, discover, in the dark, to being very well informed. So this is the research and discovery phase. We want to analyze the competition. We want to know exactly what they're doing in the marketplace. What are they saying? Are they backing up their promises? We want to know what your strengths are. We do this via a SWOT analysis, but what are those key strengths that we can build on? And then we're going to analyze that against the competition and make sure that, our key strengths are different than the competition. It's something that we can own. And then probably the most important exercise that you will ever do is discover your ideal client profile. And that's the third thing that we do in module one. Once we get into module two and we have all of that information from the research and development phase, then we can start to develop our position. And this is where we go from swimming in that sea of sameness to having concrete differences that is going to allow us to stand out and compete better in that marketplace. And there's really 3 steps to this, which is we're going to find the differences. We're going to develop that unique brand personality. This is where we humanize the brand because people like to connect with people. And so we want to humanize the brand. And then we're going to define your market category. This is really the brand positioning portion of it. This is where we develop the only statement. The only statement becomes the positioning statement. I oftentimes refer to this as if you could visualize your industry bubble and all of the competition that plays with inside that industry bubble. You got your big players, your small players. What's left is some white space. And what we want to do is choose the white space that's right for you, for your company, and playing into your strengths, and that is going to connect back to the wants, needs, aspirations of your ideal client profile, all the while making sure that it's very clear that we're going to develop we're going to solve some very specific problems for those people. Once we get done with that, then we get into module 3, which is declaring your brand out into the world. And this is where like our story, whereas before we got into this process might be a little bit unclear, to having absolute clarity as to why we exist and how we're going to help people with our businesses. And so in here, we have 3 steps. The first one is we're going to write your golden circle. So we subscribe to Simon Sinek's Start with Why, and we are going to uncover and articulate your purpose, your why statement. And we're going to do that in phase 1. From there, we're going to take all of the information that we've developed, all of the research, the brand positioning, your why, and we're going to write your brand story. And then we are going to give you the tools, the templates, everything that you need to properly communicate your new brand position out into the world. That comes in the form really of like a presentation that we can put together. We're going to put everything in one place so that you can educate everybody that is going to be working on the brand, working with you. You're going to be able to take this to, let's say conferences if you do a lot of speaking, and, you're going to develop those brand materials that are going to be consistent over a long period of time. And that consistency is really key because that's where we earn trust in our clients. So that's the framework. That is everything that you need to do in order to create, all of that clarity that you're looking for. And if we do our job right, if we go through all of these steps, we are going to create a wildly successful brand that is not competing on price and is standing out in the eyes of your ideal client profile. And, I just know that small businesses are going to benefit the most from this framework. It's previously been very inaccessible to them. And I know that by putting the curriculum together and getting those small businesses in there, we're going to create some very successful small businesses into the future. So really looking forward to it. I'd love to know if you have any questions or if you'd like to explore this further with me. So I do have, and I'll put it in the description below, but I do have some room on my calendar. Go ahead and click that booking link. We'll hop on a call together, 30 to 45 minutes, and I'll just answer any questions that you have. But I really want to dig deep into your business. I want to figure out like where you're at right now, what are the challenges that you're facing, and if brand can help. And if it can, I'm going to show you exactly what that looks like via our brand lab. And if it can't, I'm going to do everything that I can to point you in the right direction to get you the help that you need. So with that, click the button, book a call. Otherwise, engage in our free community. We've got a lot of resources up there. We're hoping to, help as many small businesses as we possibly can through brand. Thank you so much.